Hi everyone, it's Lynn from Hey Lynn Vintage, and welcome to another Retro Cooking Wednesday. Today though, seeing that a lot of people came over from George's channel, and I put the recipe for the Balela. It was my play on a Balela bean salad, or Balela means chickpea, so cooked chickpea. This is a chickpea salad that I kind of did my own play on. So I thought I would go over that with you guys. I mean, of course, it's a Middle Eastern type of salad that you can either eat it alone, you could eat it with tortilla chips, on pita bread, or you could also make it into like a bowl, put it on top of salad with some rice and some corn. Or I like to make dishes when we go camping so that when we're setting up, we're not worried about something that we have to cook. So this was one of the salads that was made so that we had something available when we were done setting up. So let's get to that ingredient table. Okay, ingredients for our Balela. Our chickpea garbanzo bean salad. Of course, the star of the show, we're going to use 2 cans of garbanzo beans. These are 15.5-ounce cans of garbanzo beans. By all means, if you have dried and you want to make them yourself, you can most definitely do that. We also have a can of cannellini beans. People have also used black beans, so you could use black beans if you wanted to. I personally like white kidney beans, so I use these. So then the vegetables that we are going to use, I'm going to dice up 1 red bell pepper, the whole thing. We have like a 1/2 cup of cherry tomatoes. I am not a fresh tomato person, so that is why we have the addition of some dried tomatoes. Mine were packed in olive oil. I will, of course, let the olive oil come out of there and chop those up a little bit better. So if you want to just use fresh tomatoes and you like fresh tomatoes, by all means do that. Or if you're like me, you want to cut them out completely. But I do like sun-dried tomatoes. So I put sun-dried tomatoes in there. And then we're going to use an English cucumber. I'm going to use the whole entire English cucumber. You can use regular cucumbers. I would take the skin off of them, and then I would also make sure that I took the seeds out. But with the English cucumber, I don't have to do that. So that's why I'm using this one. And then we're going to use a 1/2 of a red onion. And then I like some brininess in it. So then we're going to use a 1/2 cup of Kalamata olives. We're just going to cut those in half. We're going to slice up some regular olives. We're going to put those in there too. I have some capers. We're going to probably throw that in. We had like 2 tablespoons. So we're going to throw the rest of those capers in there. 8 ounces of feta cheese. This is a 16-ounce pack, so I'll probably use 1/2 of this. And then we want some more freshness in there. So I'm going to do probably about a 1/2 cup of this parsley. Just going to take a nice chunk of this parsley off. And then I'm going to chiffonade some basil. Chiffonade some mint and put some fresh mint in there also. So let's get our ingredients chopped up. All right, first we want to drain and rinse all of our beans. Let's get to that. Rinsed and drained. Now we're going to chop up our veggies. I just have white cutting boards in my house, but I'm also going to place a little bit of a damp paper towel underneath it just to secure my board to my countertop. Let's pull it over a little bit more so you guys got better placement here. All right. So let's rinse all our veggies. Have to use some decent Pyrex. That's our standard one we use every day. So, cutting board's nice and firm. Everybody cuts their peppers a little bit different. I cut top and bottom off, slice it, and then I run my knife right around and I pull the seeds out. Everybody's got a little bit different way to
cut their pepper. That's kind of the way I do mine. And that way I can cut it into slits to chop it. So it's all nice and even. Line them up. Just go through all of them.
Just know where your fingers are. It's the important part. Grab these other little pieces. All right, got our bell pepper cut up. Bell pepper into the dish. Cucumber, I'm gonna cut it in half, just so it's easier to work with. Half again. And then I'm gonna cut it this way also, just so that I get a little bit nicer pieces. And then I'm going to cut it this way. That's how I'm going to cut all of it. So I have nice chunks of cucumber. Cucumbers cut up. Add that to our bowl. Dice up these tomatoes, add them to our bowl, depending on their size. Not a big fresh tomato fan, so it's kind of like, I don't want a big chunk of tomato. I mean, they're okay. I don't know, I keep trying to eat them. It's not that I dislike all tomato product. I don't know, there's something about them. So that's why I added, like I said, sun-dried tomatoes. As I've let this sit to room temperature, the oil is coming out of there. I kind of pulled a lot of them. I mean, I'm just gonna run my knife through these a little bit. I like sun-dried tomatoes. So, I think that was more than a half a cup. I'll probably add that. Just gonna run my knife through these. They're just packed in olive oil and some spices, which our dressing is gonna have oil on it anyways. So I'm just kind of chopping these up a little bit further, throwing those in. Our onion. I like to cut both ends of my onion off. Get it off my board, run my knife through it. I'm just gonna use half of this onion. If you like onion, you can always add more onion. You could put green onion in. I don't really care for the bitterness of white onion. So I'm just gonna finely slice this onion. And we'll add that to our bowl. Onion to the bowl. So now let's get into some of the briny stuff. I'm just gonna add the rest of these capers. I'm just gonna drain them. Just dump those right in. I'm going to add a half a cup of green olives with the pimentos, and a half a cup of Kalamata olives, these in there. So put about a half a cup each on my board. All right, you know, and it's not, doesn't have to be exact. If you like just black olives, just use black olives. If you want green olives, just use green olives. It's not a recipe that's going to be a right or wrong, so it's very forgiving. I'm just going to cut these olives in half, run my knife through them real quick. All of our great produce in here. Just everything but the beans that isn't in here. So we got, look at all those veggies. I mean, because that's all it really is beans and veggies. And now we got our chickpeas that have been drained and our cannellini beans. Like I said, you could use, I mean, you should use chickpeas, but if you want to add black beans to that, then you can by all means do that too. So then, look at all that beautiful color. Cheese, gotta do the cheese. I'm just gonna put half of this in here. So, because this is a 16 ounce, we only need half of this. But if you want, you love feta cheese, you want to put it all in there. If you think that's how your family's going to eat it, then put it all in there. I'm just going to put half of it in there. I'm just going to break it up. Throw 8 ounces of feta cheese in there. And then we'll make our dressing. All right. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. All right, so now we need to make our dressing. Dressing is very simple. So let's get the ingredients for the dressing. So for the dressing, we need a 1/4 cup of fresh lemon juice. We need a 1/2 cup of good olive oil. I just put it in fancy bottles because I hate looking at the bottle on the counter. Or avocado oil, whichever one you want to use. I got kosher salt here. And use the sweetener of your choice. I use monk fruit, so I have monk fruit in my Tupperware container. Fresh cracked pepper. All right. So I'm just going to squeeze a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. At times I just take my fork. You can put it in the microwave. It'll help get more juice out of there. We just want a 1/4 cup. We do like 1.5. All right. There's not too many seeds in here. I'll just pick them out. I'm just going to add everything into this bottle so I can shake it. My 1/4 cup of lemon juice. My 1/2 cup of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever one you want to use. Just something that's light. We want to do a teaspoon of kosher salt, a teaspoon of whatever sweetener you want. Like I said, I have monk fruit in my, so just a teaspoon. You want to use honey, you can use honey by all means. A couple fresh cracked pepper. My hands are wet. Get that in there. Okay, got some pepper in there. Give it a good shake, shake, shake. This is our dressing for our salad. taste. I like when you shake it because then it makes it a little thicker, emulsifies it a little bit. Oh, I think it needs more salt. Taste it. Pinch more salt. I think I'm going to add a little bit more lemon juice. Oh, clove of garlic. Knew it was missing something. Ooh, that sucker went sliding out of there. All right, this is where it's at. Peel our garlic. Let's just get a press. There we go. Add that garlic in there. Now we'll shake it. Now let's see where we're at. Much better. All right. So now we got our dressing. Now we need to add a nice bunch of parsley. I just like to rip some of this off. This has all been cleaned. I'm gonna cut some of that in there. I'm gonna take some nice mint leaves for freshness. We're gonna chiffonade these. So I'm just gonna roll these up, bunch them together, put my knife through them. A nice chiffonade of mint that we're going to put in there, and then I'm going to take and just run my knife. I kind of like bunch this all together up on the board, and then I'm just going to run my knife through this. All right, mint, parsley. Ooh, look at that freshness. Add more if you want. And then our dressing. There we go. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at the colors. So this is a great salad. So you can eat this on a bed of spinach, add some rice to it to make it into a whole meal. Maybe put a little corn on the side if you wanted to with your rice, and then serve this as your full meal. Or you can eat this with, if you wanted to, some chips, or put it on pita chips, bake your pita chips yourself. So it's a really great, nutritious salad. Like I said, it was something that we take camping so that we don't have to worry about what we're going to make. But with that being said, this is Lynn from Hey Lynn Vintage. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys so much for helping my channel grow. I really do appreciate it. And stay retro, my friends. I'll see you real soon. Bye. Leave a comment on what you would like to see on Retro Cooking Wednesdays. See you next week. Bye.